Tourette's guy's not. I'm just doing like
he's probably dead. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought he did die like around the time Tourette's guy was popular.
I wasn't even sure if he actually had Tourette's.
I don't think he did either. I think he just put on the costume and was funny on the internet.
As a nurse now, I wonder why he wore the neck collar for having Tourette's. That doesn't make sense to me.
It's funny.
You
can have Tourette's and be
I got
funny.
your Colgate toothpaste with tartar control. And it made me feel like a piece of shit.
Yes, I bought your Colgate toothpaste, the one with tartar control, and it made me feel like a piece of shit.
Man, I'll remember him forever.
Yeah. Because he was okay. Like
we have Colgate at my hospital. I think of it every time I give a patient Colgate toothpaste.
I mean, like the big thing was like, oh, do people with Tourette's, do they watch that and feel like, geez, I'm just a joke to these people?
What do you mean these people?
Like doctors and the common public.
I do think it was punching down a little bit. Yeah, if the person genuinely had Tourette's, to laugh at him because of his disease. Also, it wasn't very woke.
Dang.
But you know what is woke?
Comedy?
America. They took away our charged lemonade.
God. Yeah, okay.
I was ready to talk about Challengers, 3 stars, mid, great soundtrack.
We can talk about both. We have time.
Yeah. But Joe Biden's America took away our charged lemonade.
Yeah. It's, how else can we kill ourselves? Like, I don't know.
I thought this was a country of freedom. Nate and I went to Panera to get a lemonade that kills you because they had a sugar-free blood orange one that we wanted to try. Little did I know that the wokeoids at Panera discontinued their charged lemonade.
I mean, I'm learning so much about Panera as a business.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently there's something called a sip club.
Panera's Unlimited Sip Club.
Oh my God.
Like you were telling me about the sip club. I'm like, I don't know if I want to be a part of a sip club.
So the sip club, you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready. I just like saying the word sip club. I got
a coworker who's in the sip club. He can't stop talking about it.
What, the sip club?
The sip club, the Panera Sip Club.
It's fun to say. I'm sorry.
He pays, I think, like $10 a month, and he gets unlimited beverages at Panera. So he just goes in there and gets beverage after beverage after beverage after beverage.
I mean, that's how the guy died, right? Is that he kept
Yeah, but my coworker's not very cool. He didn't get the charged lemonade. I don't think he ever tried it. He's like, it's behind the counter. You have to ask for it. And I don't want to ask for it. I just go in there and say, Sip Club, and I get coffee and I leave.
I mean, that sounds all right.
Yeah, that sounds like...
But, like, you know what's gone?
They took it
no
away.
No more.
Joe Brandon took it from us. Another thing he took from us.
Yeah.
That will be his legacy.
I need to, like, pick up smoking while I can. Because, you know, like...
God.
Soon it's going to be illegal.
Dang. I hate living in George Orwell.
Yeah, you know, it... Maybe, like, the only freedom we have is, like, to sell poison to others.
Or to fuck our best friend while a woman watches?
Yeah, they never did fuck the challengers. They never... Okay, like what, movie corner? Like,
yeah, just real quick.
We have grievances about challengers.
Nate and I had a real challengers type situation the other night when we went to see Challengers. I was excited for this movie. I liked the director. I've liked his previous movies. And I thought,
such as?
Suspiria, Call Me By Your Name, some other ones.
Okay.
Wait, you think I didn't know? You think I don't know Luca Guadagnino's fucking filmography?
No, I don't know.
I know, and you need to watch them. I just think Call Me By Your Name is a better version of Challengers. Because Challengers, you were right when you said Zendaya stunk up that movie.
Yeah, it's not like I dislike her. It's just that she wasn't the right person for that role because the person in Challengers needed to be a villain.
Yeah.
Because, like, she's a homewrecker.
Mm-hmm.
And these two gay boys needed to have more gay boy sex.
Yes.
I'm not gay.
Well, you keep bringing that up. You keep saying that.
I just want people to know I'm not gay. But...
Wow, brave.
But I do like movies where there are gay people in it.
But I think it was a well-made movie. There was either a really cool or very coolly faked split diopter shot, which I liked.
Yeah, it felt faked.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was probably faked because who knows how to do a diopter shot anymore?
Well, and also you can't do that digitally, really. you can't do exposure shit with digital film.
No.
But you know, like it was crushed under its own weight.
Of Zendaya.
There needed to be more gay sex in it.
Yeah.
Like not enough gay sex.
It needed to go a little bit further.
They should have been sucking and fucking, and there was neither.
Yeah.
Barely any fucking.
Yeah.
And instead it was like, oh, Spider-Man's girlfriend is here.
Yeah, and she's great, and we love her, and she can do no wrong.
And she's in most of the scenes. I'm like, this is about two gay tennis players who are figuring out that they're gay tennis players. But nope.
Go see it. 3 stars.
Yeah, it's
Soundtrack's fucking fantastic.
And we love Trent Reznor.
And Atticus Ross, we do.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. And since we couldn't get the Pandera, what is this? Azeroth. We couldn't get the.
I fucking hate you.
We couldn't get the Panera lemonade that kills you. We went to the Dutch Brothers and of course got. And
again, another famous pair of gay men, the Dutch Brothers.
Oh, I was gonna go a Confederate thing. So we got Rebels. It's their rip-off Red Bulls. They call them Rebels.
You.
Yeah.
Well,
we're sons of the Confederacy now.
I got the double rainbow. You know, it's a very like a gay episode, I think.
Here we go.
Let's have a chat about hate.
Got the purple wanna talk about it, let it boil over, blow the temper, call this hated speech. Once the taste is on your tongue, you'll only crave.
Welcome to Hate Speech, the podcast with hot questions from spicy men.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones, the show with hot questions and even hotter wings.
But and even spicier
Gay
questions.
sex. Oh,
No, well, I mean,
facts.
you
Facts.
know, facts.
Facts.
Gay facts.
Facts.
what's the gayest fact you know?
What it feels like to have a dick in your butt.
That's not a fact. It's different for everybody. You can't factually describe that.
It's stretchy.
Ookie.
And it scratches an itch, you know?
Here's the thing. I am looking at a box that says heatonist on it.
Yeah, you are.
Which, of course, means that we spent $130 on a box of hot sauce. The Hot Ones branded hot sauce.
Yeah, we did it.
I was just going to buy the one bottle.
No,
You went for all of them.
I did.
Why?
It made me laugh. I knew it would make you mad and it would make me laugh.
So, yeah, this episode's about Hot Ones.
Hot Ones.
Hot Ones. First We Feasts presents Hot Ones.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. What's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings.
You know that show where fuckboy Karl Pilkington talks to celebrities and asks them questions while eating wings?
Yeah. Fuckboy Karl Pilkington.
You can see it.
Yeah, you know, like he is a dude, bro. We're, of course, talking about the host, Sean Evans. I wrote down his names at least 20 times in my notes because it's hard to remember.
Because there's nothing there.
There's nothing that, like... Okay, so what prompted the hatred of Hot Ones? Why did we say, like, okay, the next one we're doing is Hot Ones? We have to do this.
Because I put on the Conan O'Brien episode of Hot Ones.
Yep, same here.
What's gonna happen? What's wrong with you people? You don't know what real danger looks like anymore.
And it...
Were you familiar with Hot Ones?
Yeah, of course.
Like, had you watched episodes?
I have... I've gone through episodes because of the person that they were interviewing. I was like, yeah, I want to know more about this. I watched the Key and Peele one. What else did I do? I think there's just like a couple random ones, and they're hard to remember because it's not a memorable show, but the guests are memorable.
Yes.
right? Like the people he has on are interesting people. And so like there'll be times where like, oh yeah, I want to see what Key and Peele are up to. I'm going to watch that episode. Or I want to watch what accused pedophile Bobby Lee? No? Okay, pedophile. Okay.
Yeah. Well, he got molested and he did some molesting, so it's a real Challengers type situation.
That's not what Challengers is about. It's a challenging situation.
Yeah, okay, fair. Sorry, I misspoke.
Alleged. We don't know.
Alleged.
I barely remember Bobby Lee, if we're being honest. I was like, oh, he's the one from that one podcast and Mad TV.
Yeah, that sums him up.
Okay.
Comedy, yeah.
Comedy. Pedophile. Accused. Alleged. Yes. Where was I? Right. So going back, I was like, okay, you know what? I like Conan O'Brien. We're big Conan O'Brien heads.
Yeah.
You're the bigger Conan O'Brien head, and I don't know if you've told your Conan O'Brien story yet, but I think now's the time.
Oh boy, yeah. So I love me some Conan O'Brien. Always have. I would stay up late every night to watch him, and I'd even stay up extra late to watch the repeats of last week's Conan.
That's same. Right.
I loved Conan.
That's one of our like initial bonding people was Conan O'Brien because it was like we're both like childhood insomniacs.
Yeah.
Because like what he aired at 11.
his first show was on at 12:30, and then his other show played again at 2:30.
Yeah. No. So you were doing that at like 12?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. That and sooner. Like I didn't have anything else to do.
And he's funny.
Very funny.
He's worth it. He's worth staying up late.
He's why I watched that show.
Yeah.
Because of him.
Yep.
Because of a magnetic, charismatic, clever, witty host.
Which U.S. president do you think would make the best podcast guest on Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend?
Do they have to be living?
No, of course
Richard
not.
Nixon.
Nixon?
Oh my God, it'd be fantastic. He's such a comedy figure. When you think about it, and we could get into water, and then he would try to be funny, like, I've got a funny idea. You know, it would be fantastic. The voice alone, I would have to say, probably Lincoln. Can I just take a second and say this is starting to hit? I think.
No, yeah.
Can I just say, I don't have a lot of regrets in my career. Pouring this onto the wing.
Right.
And then licking it off.
And
in retrospect, I bet you it's good footage.
No, yeah. It's good.
But,
it's good TV.
I'm starting to feel some sensations.
And you know what, Conan, if you weren't so braggadocious in this front half, I probably would have stopped you from doing that. I would have protected you from yourself.
You can't stop me from being who I am.
That's exactly right.
To quote my hero, Popeye, I am what I am, okay? I said it and Gandhi said it. And Popeye, that is who I am. I've got to go for it. Whatever I do, I have to go 110%.
I know, you gotta commit to the bit. Gotta commit to the bit.
It's not a bit. This is life.
This show is a bit to you? This show's a fucking
Because it's not a bit, it's your show. Don't say commit to the bit. This is life.
Right, you're
You gotta grab it by the balls.
No,
Dr.
you know what?
Dr. Royal, would you check on my friend here? Just get a quick.
One of the best hosts of our generation, and
of any generation.
He is unironically the GOAT.
Yeah, I think we can say without a doubt he's one of the best that has ever done it, or
greatest of all time.
Will ever do it.
That's what GOAT means.
Well, that's
he's not an actual GOAT.
When you explain things to me that I already know, you're creating a very Challengers type situation.
Did you not know what GOAT meant?
Challengers. That's a movie that knows that tennis sounds like sex. And that's a plus.
Yeah.
For tennis and Challengers. But yes, Conan, like I watched him. I went, and when Conan got fired from The Tonight Show, he went on a national tour, and the first stop was in where I lived at the time, Eugene, Oregon. And so I thought, I have $1,000 in my bank account. I'm going to spend every single cent to buy front row center meet and greet tickets for meeting Conan. And I did. And it was incredible. Should I tell the tattoo story?
I mean, like, you can tell what you want. Whichever. There was another story I was thinking that would be more interesting.
Which one?
That's later. Well, didn't you ask him to do something for you?
No. What do you think? What?
During that tour, when you got backstage passes, didn't you ask, like, hey, Conan O'Brien, would you help me with an engagement?
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry, I pushed that.
If you don't want to talk about that, that's fine.
I had forgot that I did that because, I asked Conan to try and call my partner at the time so I could propose marriage to them. Let's just say none of that worked out.
But Conan was lovely.
Yeah, what a great, fantastic guy, funny as hell. Shook his head and laughed at my tattoo that's Conan O'Brien themed. It says nipple and it points to my nipple. That's an old Conan O'Brien joke.
Yeah, but like the moral of all of this, I think, is that like he's amazing.
Yeah.
And having him on a show next to the host of Hot Ones, Sean Evans, I have to keep on saying it, otherwise I'll forget his name. It highlighted so hard how bad he is as a host and how bad the show is just in general.
Right.
This one is Tapatio.
That's not how they pronounce that.
How do they pronounce it? Wow. From the outside looking in.
And like I was just like, I need to talk about this.
Yeah.
And I'm having to reconcile, like, is this hatred or not? Because I'm like, do I hate this thing, or am I just like not the person for this kind of show?
Well,
but I think it's both.
Sean Evans said, and I'll just pepper these in, when they were thinking of pivoting to video, he describes Hot One as
Ones. It's plural.
Hot Ones.
He's one of the ones.
I'm having a Challengers type reaction right now when you do this. He said he wanted to make something dumb for smart people.
I don't think he knows what that means. And I don't want to be mean.
I do. I called him fuckboy Karl Pilkington.
No,
I think he's got an egg for a head.
But I'm going to go harder against him.
Well, yeah.
Because, like, to talk about Hot Ones is to kind of have a conversation about intelligence.
oh, wow.
That's what I mean. Like, I think I might need to go hard against him because I hate conversations about intelligence because I think that a lot of them are justifications for saying you're better than someone. And like, especially with like IQ tests and all that other garbage, like it's not like there's no objective measurement of how smart or how stupid somebody is. It is just kind of what situation they find themselves in, whether or not they're an expert or not. So in this situation of being a host, a public figure, and somebody who like has to have generalized knowledge.
Okay, I almost puked.
I'll say this, I feel like I just took a shower, and it is very much that shampoo. That is the secret ingredient that is probably dominating the best.
Sean Evans has none of those. In those areas, he is very stupid.
Yeah.
He has no generalized knowledge. And
he's not a performer.
He's not a performer. And like, I think part of what makes Conan work, and like maybe that's the way to approach it, right? Is like you go after what Conan does well and highlight how he does not do that well.
Right.
Conan O'Brien is super smart. One of the smartest people in the room. Right. I think that's why he's such a good host, is because he knows how to react and expand upon like something that the interviewee, the guest, talks about. Right. Sean Evans doesn't know how to do that. Every time he tries, it's always like, yeah, that's wild, man. It's like a sports interview. Like if you're interviewing a basketball guy. A basketball guy, they call him that.
Let me retort with one, because this is a perfect time to bring this up, from one global gourmand. Sean Evans is unapologetically vanilla and not particularly funny, but he does his freaking homework to the extent that he can take and fake a genuine interest or roll with guests on something they want to geek out on. He's organized but flexible, professional but casual, and informed but not elitist. Despite personal peeves like the verbatim repeat phrases, "it's tradition around here," or inexplicably holding wings with all his fingers, I consider him a superb, sharp interviewer of integrity, passion, and humility. In terms of great interviewers, I'd put him in the running with the greats like Terry Gross and Howard Stern.
Okay, my response is, no, he isn't.
So the travelogue is taken on so many different forms, from the anthropological approach of someone like Anthony Bourdain to the thrill-seeking perspective of a personality like Bear Grylls.
Yes.
How would you define comedy's role in the genre? Like, is it a hack being funny and connecting with new people and cultures?
But like, here's proof. So he does his homework, right? That's kind of like one of the things that...
Do you know how in-depth he does his homework?
Yes, I know exactly how in-depth he does his homework. He doesn't do shit. He has hired his brother to be a researcher. Right? And apparently his brother does all the research.
What is the research process? I know that your brother kind of helps you do the research. Are you just like a crazy like stalker?
I mean, kind of. I'll take as much time as I can to learn as much as I possibly can about a guest. I know that Gavin will dive into the written word a lot.
Yeah.
And, I'll, if it's a movie star, watch their filmography as much as I can on it.
Right.
If they've written a book, I'll read it. So then Gavin will send me a dossier. I'll compare that with the stuff that I've come up with. Chris will send an email with like the kinds of ideas that he has. And then between that, we can kind of start to work through and figure out what a run a show looks like.
And when I heard that, I'm like, that's not how you hire someone. Like, you don't hire your brother just to do like your homework for you unless you're trying to neg on your brother. Cause like that's weird. And also like you're the host. Like you have to know things.
Yeah, it's gotta be right. You have to have the presence of mind to know these things, be familiar with them, to talk to them about this shit.
Right. And so part of my homework, because like I do my research too.
You do.
So do you. I'm not trying to say I'm not trying to say that we don't.
You are really creating a challengers type situation.
Listen, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. I usually don't know when I'm winging it. But like in this case, I did like a chicken wing.
Whoa!
I like winging it.
Damn, match set.
Yeah, Sean Evans could never make connections.
He
about
obviously
topics.
can't. He can't. We've witnessed it.
So there was this like behind the scenes video I watched where they like did a tour of the office and like, where they were talking to Sean Evans. That's how I got the factoid that his brother, Gavin, awful name.
No, Gavin's a good name.
We don't like Gavins.
I like Gavins. Gavin's. Yeah, I like one Gavin.
Okay. Only one Gavin gets a pass. Anyways.
I'll let him know.
Right, is that he's like, my brother Gavin does most of the research before the show. I kind of go through his notes and read up. I'm like, that's not like you don't just do that before the show. Like, if you have a big guest, you spend your time, you sit with it, and you kind of review their work.
Yeah.
He says like, but I do actually when we have actors on, I do watch their movies. And I'm like, that's the research. If there's not a movie about the thing, he won't learn anything deeper. Right. And you notice that when he does his interviews, because with actors, he kind of gets excited about it a little bit more than the non-actors because he's like,
he saw a movie. He saw a movie, man.
Well, yeah. And a lot of the questions are like, in this role X, you had to do Y. How did that make you feel? Or like, it's like it's all surface level shit, or it's like they read his Wikipedia page. I hate that I keep on having to go back to the Bobby Lee episode, but listen, it's not an endorsement of Bobby Lee. Anyways, in the Bobby Lee episode, he's like, I heard that you were like a wrestler in your early, when you were in high school. Could you tell me more about that? And Bobby Lee tells a story about like how he took LSD and did high school wrestling and was like feeling the other wrestler's butt and making that the way that he won. And Sean Evans, as a response, says, "Yeah, I heard you did drugs to win your wrestling matches."
Very good.
I want to start by taking it all the way back to your high school wrestling career.
Ooh!
Because it seems like an interesting time in your life. How were you as a wrestler? Were you a good wrestler, average wrestler?
Let me tell you something right now. I got sober when I was in high school, and I was addicted to methamphetamines, right, in high school.
And you did it before a tournament.
LSD. I dropped acid before a tournament, and I won. And when I was on top of the guys, I used to whisper, "Your body feels so good." Because it did. It felt really weird, And then on meth, I won because I had to drop weight. So I was pretty much a champion.
So that's amazing. That's what I was going to ask, if that was true. If you dropped LSD before a high school wrestling tournament and ended up winning the wrestling tournament.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's what I mean. Like, I don't think he's smart in this area because he can't make connections to topics and he doesn't listen.
And the one thing we noticed, what made this apparent for us, because I had a passing familiarity with Hot Ones because one of my old roommates, our mutual friend Sean, watched a lot of it, and it would be on, and
which is fine, by the way. It's not a judgment if you watch the show.
No,
we watched it.
Yeah, we watched it. I was like, okay, fine, I get what this is. But the Conan one, it became apparent that Conan did his research because when Conan does an interview, he plays a straight man and funny man with whoever he's interviewing, and it really elevates the interview. Conan knew that Sean Evans didn't do that, so he brought an actor to do bits with him, and we witnessed Sean Evans.
Dr. Arroyo.
Yes, we witnessed Sean Evans, host of Hot Ones. Conan did a bit, and then Sean Evans saying like, no, you can't, like tried to shut it down.
Incredible.
Yeah. So, my question to you is there a point when these get warm? Just a little bit warm? Anything at all?
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. Oh, here's a question for you.
Yes.
Is it true that while writing at SNL that
Right. Listen, we make fun of improv here at Hate Speech.
Yeah. Rightfully so, I think.
We should probably do an improv episode. Not like an episode we improv, but like an improv. Yes, and.
I know who we could have on for that.
Yeah, we did. But there are some good lessons from improv.
Yeah.
And one of them is you need to react to the situation.
Yes.
Like if you're in a entertainment setting, right? Like you have to be kind of funny or interesting. Like you have to listen and respond to the other person.
Yeah.
You gotta react.
You can't just be thinking of what to say next.
Yeah, and then also this thing that I want to talk about.
Which a lot of people do.
Acting is reacting.
Huh.
Have you heard that?
Huh. Real end of Challengers type situation.
Gotta stop saying that. This Challengers has nothing to do with this.
Look, there were moments in that movie I was like nodding my head going, yes, Challengers. And then other times I just sitting there, my arms crossed saying, Challengers.
Yeah, like Sean Evans does in his interviews.
Yeah, so that Conan episode kind of distilled for me how awful of a host he is. And the other night, I accidentally got too drunk.
Whoops. Like you were at work last night.
No, I wasn't at work.
Yeah, you were working last night. You shouldn't be doing that.
No. It's like I had some beers and then I accidentally stayed drunk longer than I expected.
Okay.
And I put on a Hot Ones because I knew this was coming.
Yeah.
And I was like staring at it with my eyes glassed. And this is what I wrote in my phone.
Okay. I'm ready for it.
How sad it must be to create something in which the creator must be invisible within the thing. How hollow a man must be to allow such a project. Because he's invisible. People do not watch the show for Sean Evans other than Weird Freaks, which we can talk about.
Sit on the Weird Freaks. I want to talk about the man first.
Because there's nothing there that's him. Like there's no, even Mr. Beast has a personality.
Yeah. Okay. I made that connection with Mr. Beast like when we started digging into this too, where it was just like the way that Sean Evans talks is the same way that Mr. Beast talks. And it's this up and down kind of sing-songy cadence. It's the TikTok voice.
Yeah.
So comedy is rife with intense origin stories, but it's hard for me to think of anything more grueling than attending the UNC Chapel Hill School of Medicine while also doing open mic sets.
Here's what it actually feels like to die. First, you'll lose all thoughts and desires. Then your senses will start to go, starting off with thirst and hunger, then your sight will go, and the last to go is your hearing and touch. As you become too weak to breathe, you'll start hearing a strange noise in the back of your throat. This is known as the death rattle, and when that happens, buckle up, because you're about to leave your body for the first time.
Hot Ones is a show where they get guests to come on and take over the show. Or like it.
Here, you want me to ask you a Hot Ones type question?
Yeah, like I need to react to it.
When you were hosting Anamorphing Time, what would you say was the most emotional thing you ever revealed?
I would say that
See, it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you just turn off and you back away when you ask the question.
Well, don't back away from the mic.
Well, no, that's part of it.
No, but I mean for audio reasons.
I know.
Audio reasons, you can't. Yeah, it's hard because I think here's the thing. I think that there is value for letting the guests be themselves, right? I think that there's something to be said. Like the opposite is equally bad, right? So if you have a guest on, like, oh, who's a charismatic, loud figure, like a Mario Batali.
You had to pick the guy who gave a cinnamon roll recipe in his sorry for doing sexual assault letter.
He was also on Hot Ones. Why am I picking all the sexual assault Hot Ones?
Hold on. Let me pick another episode of Hot Ones. What about the Kevin Spacey episode? Oh,
no, not the Kevin Spacey episode.
Oh, what about the one with Drake? Oh, no.
But like, okay, what's another bombastic personality that like you want to let them shine?
Norm Macdonald.
Right, Norm Macdonald. You could easily talk over Norm Macdonald, I feel. Like he's not the type of person to like say, no, give me the attention back. But that would be a bad episode, right? Like you want to like clear off some space. Like, all right, here you go, Norm. Settle into the space. And I shouldn't like, I should just let you go.
Yes.
Right?
Which is what Conan does with Norm.
Right. And like, I think that... Okay, but where am I going with this? Where did this start?
I think
I got distracted.
I think we're asking if whether or not the host needs to be a presence in the thing, and I think they do to some extent.
They need to be a switch.
Yes. Whoa. You said we weren't talking about challengers.
That's all I'm talking about now. Well, I mean, like, they need to use their own judgment, right? Like, you have to go in and you have to, like, who is this person actually?
Yeah.
Not just their Wikipedia page, but, like, you know, feel them out a little bit.
Yes.
And Kevin Bacon was actually a good example of this because I listened to a little bit of the Kevin Bacon episode. And his first question usually is, like, hey, do you like spicy food? He'll insert some weird, like, stalker fact. Kevin Bacon, I heard that you like chili on your mango in the morning. A thing he said. Do you like spicy food?
When I snuck into your apartment in a Hollow Man type fashion, I noticed you put chili on your mango. I also pulled out your wife's breast. Hollow Man, excellent film.
See, I would have done Painted Black. I have a weird relationship with that movie, but whatever. Wait, no, is it Painted Black or...
Stir of Echoes.
Stir of Echoes, God damn it. Painted Black was on the trailer, Stir of
Yeah, it
Echoes.
was.
Anyways.
I hate that I could pull that for you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
But like his response was like, actually, no, I heard that spicy food really kind of blows out your taste buds. He just says, I don't think that's true. And then Kevin Bacon was visibly upset.
How are you around hot sauce? I know that you like to hit your morning mango with a little bit of chili powder.
Yeah, I like hot sauce. I don't know. There's this thing what they say if you use it too much, then your taste buds get burned out, and then you need to use more. And it's a gateway drug or something. I don't know. But I like it.
I'm living proof. You know what? The taste buds, they don't burn away. I can still taste as good as I could
good.
7,
I'm glad
8,
to hear
9
it.
years ago. So we can just dive in here.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Yikes.
And I'm like, it's not wrong that he disagreed with the guest. But he's not the type of person to do that in a way that makes everyone feel good and to continue a conversation.
I think a good host, when Kevin Bacon said that, would have been like, oh God, I've wasted my life.
Right. Like making it into a bit is just like, oh, is that why I can't feel heat anymore?
Yeah.
That everything is neither hot nor cold?
It's so simple. You listen to people.
Right, but he doesn't, though. And it's kind of funny because, like, I could even tell on his face that was just a little thing that just kind of leaked out. Like, he's a Joe Rogan style interviewer, I think, where like
he's bald, repugnant.
He's both bald, repugnant, a bro, and also like kind of a coward.
Let me throw just one quick little thing at you. You know who he cites as his biggest influences?
No.
I'm gonna go in order of good to awful. Okay.
Okay.
Letterman.
Yeah, great.
I think he's a great host. Stern.
Okay.
I mean, he's never had anyone ride the Sibian on Hot Ones. And then Jimmy Kimmel.
Okay.
And then right after Jimmy Kimmel, can you guess?
Joe Rogan.
Adam Carolla.
There it is. He's a man show guy.
He's a man show guy.
That checks out completely.
And I read this interview with him from 2020 where he's like, yeah, Letterman, Stern, and then Kimmel and Carolla. It's like, really?
Carolla as an interviewer?
Yeah.
I mean, we should talk about Adam Carolla like later.
Yeah, I would love to do
as an episode.
As an apology.
We listened to a lot of Love's Line.
Lots of it.
and part of it is like, we'll have to address it later.
We'll talk about our problems later in a real Challengers type of episode about Adam Carolla.
Right. But like, I think part of my like Rogan connection here is that for me is that he's kind of a coward. I think that if a guest said something that he absolutely disagreed with, he wouldn't find a way to ask it, right? Because like part of the Hot Ones burp.
Whoa, that rebel's getting you. That's a rebel yell.
Rebel yell.
The real rebel yells, "I surrender." Yeah. We're a couple of good unionists.
Well, do you know like the gimmick with Hot Ones aside from like you eat the spicy wings?
They sell the sauce.
I mean, like the gimmick is that the questions get spicier along with the spice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I didn't say you up for that one. I set you up for a trap to be wrong, to make me look good.
Yeah, you always do that. It's a challenger's. That's why it's a challenger's type situation.
But like the spicier the sauce gets, the spicier the question's supposed to get.
Okay.
It might have used to been that way, but it's not now. He's never asked a challenging question in his life. Right? I like the challenging questions are like, what's it like being a DJ? Like but like he doesn't ask like challenging questions because I think that he doesn't want to upset the guests, even though he does unintentionally, but he tries to play it safe. Right? Whereas Conan, I did some Conan research, and aka I just like listened to his podcast because it's a good podcast.
Yeah.
I don't even know why you're listening to this. There's a whole Conan
he's
library.
like professional. We're just two guys.
That's right.
In a garage.
It's hot in here.
Oh, God. Let's take our shirts off and be sweaty like challengers. Sweatiest movie of the year.
Yeah.
By far.
Very wet.
They were dripping, those boys.
But Conan O'Brien had Melinda Gates on.
Ooh. Pedophile fucker.
Melinda Gates?
Yeah, Bill Gates' wife.
I mean, listen, Bill was on that plane. I don't know anything about Melinda.
Yeah, but she fucked a pedophile. We know that much. They have kids.
Oh, that's what you meant by
yeah.
I thought the other one.
No. You have got a thing for pedophiles.
No, I didn't. I was talking about Melinda Gates. She doesn't have any allegations. As far as, like, yeah.
Other than being a supportive wife.
Yeah.
Melinda Gates did nothing wrong.
Right. Anyway, so, like, but you know what? Controversial figure, let's say.
Yeah.
And so Conan O'Brien has Melinda Gates on. And, like, they have, there's a couple good softball introduction questions, which are like, oh, I grew up in a Catholic school. You grew up in a Catholic school. And they talk about it like human beings.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the follow-up questions is like, you're a very wealthy person. He doesn't phrase it this way. He phrases it in a great way. You're a very wealthy person. Don't you think it's our responsibility to share and spread that wealth? And maybe like we shouldn't be as wealthy as we are. He said this to Melinda Gates, and like you could hear the gears turning in her head of like, how do I answer this without saying yes, but actually I want to have money. And she gives like this kind of milquetoast, like, well, through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, yada yada yada.
This is okay. This gets into something that's in society right now, just a huge topic, which is we find ourselves in this age. It's a little somewhat akin to the late 19th century, where there's incredible fortunes, just massive fortunes, and sometimes it's not even clear how the money was made. I'm not always, sometimes someone says, yeah, I'm in Centec, and that's why I have $700 billion. And I go, what's Centec? And they say, well, what we do is we take a percentage of the nodule. What's the nodule? Well, of course, it's a percentage of the gross of what you don't have multiplied with what someone else could have. And it's just, I'm lost in this miasma.
Yeah, I'm crushing Biocoin.
Yeah. Is that the same thing as Bitcoin? No, completely different, you idiot. But I think, you can get lost, because I understand when someone finds a mountain and gets copper out of it. I don't know, but my understanding starts to go away after that. And I certainly understand how Microsoft made that money, but we live in this world where there's these massive fortunes. People are wondering, well, how does this work in a world where so many people don't have much? You and Bill made this decision. We're going to give away the vast majority of this money and try and put it to work in ways that will help society. Not everybody does that.
Not everybody does that. And I think we were both fortunate that we both came from families that believed in giving back. Give back your time, give back your energy, give back your wealth. And And so we actually made that decision before we got married, that the vast majority of the wealth would go back to society. And then we met Warren Buffett, again, before we got married, and he really influenced us.
But like he asked the question that we, the audience, were kind of thinking.
Yes.
Right? And it was a question that could have got him in trouble.
Did you listen to all the interview?
Why?
I was just hoping that Conan hits her with the LA Noire. You like to fuck young boys?
You fuck young boys, Valdez.
Are you a madman?
What? No. L.A. Noire, what a masterpiece. I need to go back and look at L.A. Noire.
Best video game to feature the set of the movie Intolerance.
Just doubt. But like in contrast though, bring it back to Hot Ones. Sean Evans doesn't do interviews, does he?
No.
He doesn't ask questions that he expects like non-standard answers to. Right? Like it's almost like he is anticipating the answer to the question, because a lot of these do feel like he went to the Wikipedia page, learned a fact, and said, hey, could you tell me the fact back to me? And that's his interview technique, because it's not a conversational technique.
Correct.
It's a like, hey, tell me the thing that I expect, and then we can just move down the script.
And there are a slew of pedants that love that.
Okay.
Because, Nate, you never had to deal with reply guys for our Animorphs podcast.
I mean, I've seen them.
I'm going to draw a comparison here, because I noticed this comparison while reading people complimenting Sean Evans.
Okay.
So someone that's been deleted says the awkwardness ingrains him into the regular old Joe demographic, making him a lot more relatable. If Oprah was the interview, I don't think it would be the same, although she'd make an excellent guest. Your friend, the friend who doesn't like Sean Evans, has no idea what he's talking about. He constantly gets props for his hosting and his interview skills, even by guests. He's a talent with staying power.
I've watched your show. You are a very good interviewer.
Thank you.
And so without this, I mean, this is fun. I like this, and I get why you guys do it, and it's really fun and it's compelling, but you are a very serious interviewer. You take it seriously and you ask really good questions.
That's just the first part. He seems like an amazing human being who really pays attention to every guest he has. Random, when he interviewed Stone Cold Steve Austin and randomly said, sip of milk for the working man in reference to Stone Cold's podcast. Like, dude, this guy knows his stuff. Big Sean Evans fan. I hope the best for him. So these people love Sean Evans because he asks questions that are the most correct. And I bring this up because if you make a joke about something online, let's say a children's book series about kids that turn into animals.
Goosebumps.
Sure. If you make a Goosebumps joke and you go for the joke instead of strict accuracy of what happens, these little pedants jump into your comments and are like, well, actually, it's this. Well, actually, it's this. I know what it actually is. I'm going for the joke. And it's these people, the ones who love technically correct, accurate questions, love Sean Evans.
I mean, it's reference humor,
yes.
Right? Like, those are the same people that like reference humor, are the same people that like find merit in somebody who is there just spouting things they already know.
Yes,
right?
Yes, exactly.
Like they both find those things funny and endearing.
They want the stuff they know repeated back to them. Yes.
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure. I mean, I never watched it, but I mean, can imagine.
Yeah. It's like things they vaguely know. It's like, yeah, I've heard that. Like if you're a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan, I guess he likes milk because if you work, you drink milk.
I don't. I work.
You should drink more milk. You're not a real working man unless you drink milk.
Yeah. John 3:16, whatever cold one, Austin.
I need to learn more about wrestling. I feel like I don't. But
he makes an interview show for pedants. Like, that's it.
Not just for pedants. I think it's just for like the common we're not the common demographic.
Oh no, we're sick freaks.
We are sick freaks. And like that's why I'm hesitant to say I hate this. Well, okay, I hate this.
Yeah, I hate it.
I
hate it. I hate him.
Right. But is it evil? Right? Like, I dislike this thing. I don't want to see it unless that's the awful thing is if another guest comes on that I like, another Conan type figure, I'll watch
You'll
it.
probably watch it, yeah.
Right, because I'm not there for the host. I'm not there for the questions. I'm there for the guest. Because I know that the guest will, and this happens for every episode, take over. Because
he's a coward.
If the guest is a charismatic figure, not like an Ice Spice or I'm sorry, not
wow.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm going against
Damn.
Ice Spice right now. But like musicians tend to not be people that are known for dynamic dialogue, right? They're there just to be kind of like, oh yeah, no, when I wrote the song, I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Like they're not there to be performers,
right?
In that sense. Yeah, they're great musical performers, but they're not like, performers in an acting or comedy or just interesting story and context. They're just kind of there to exist and be quiet. Well, I mean, like, I'm trying to get at.
Unless they're called upon to perform, yes.
Listen, I'm not trying to be mean to musicians right now. I don't know. I'm digging a hole.
Taking shots, man.
Apparently. Okay, like, let me pull that back. Sports people.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's, I think, more fair.
Yeah. You get yourself.
Not all sports people can riff like Shaq. I think that's fair to say.
It is, right? But like Shaq being Shaq, he's not just good at basketball. He's a good entertainer. He knows how to be funny on the spot. And if like and he probably has talked to enough boring people that he knows how to be funny in boring situations, which is why his episode was fantastic.
Yep.
Because he was like, "Oh, you're boring. Let's do some 3-throw shots into this trash basket. And if you lose, I have to eat a spicy wing." And that's funny. And like he came up with that on the spot because he knew that this interview was stinking.
Yep.
And that was going to reflect poorly on Shaq. But it's easy to take over the show. It's easy to like just roll over this guy because he has nothing to contribute. And so in that sense, like, yeah, I'll watch Hot Ones if there's a funny guest on because I know it's going to be the Conan O'Brien show, or it's going to be Shaq doing Shaq things, or it's going to be Key and Peele being funny. It's like it's gonna turn into an episode of their thing.
I think that disposable nature of Hot Ones, I think, is what I truly hate about it the most, because we've made a bunch of shit.
Yeah, we have.
We've made a lot of shit, but I don't think, at least for me, anything you and I have made together is something I consider worthy of skipping. I don't like the idea of someone making a creative project where it's just okay if someone skips that. It doesn't matter. Like, it matters so little that people can just skip it. I think that kind of sucks and is indicative of a lack of creative thinking.
I mean, I understand if somebody is out there skipping a couple episodes here and there.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think.
But I'm saying we put work in that makes each individual thing worth time if someone gives it time.
I mean, I hope so.
I know we do. Come on.
Think about it this way. Like, when we have a guest on, right? Last time we had very funny John Cullen on, right? Was it an episode of Blocked Party?
No.
No, it wasn't. It was us and John Cullen. We were having a conversation.
Yeah.
John Cullen was there. We were also there, and we were talking for the most part.
Yeah, that was it.
I think that's what that really bothers me is that interviews are meant to be like, okay, listen, you're the topic of conversation, right? Who you are as a human being is the topic of conversation, but we are talking.
Yes.
Right? You talk about a story that you have, and I respond to it with either a story I have, if your story sucks and we need to be funny, or like, I just like want to dig deeper into this story because it's interesting.
Right.
And he can't do it.
Either because he's not smart enough or he doesn't allow it to happen. I think I know which it is.
I don't think he actually even listens to the response.
I don't think so either.
I think like if it's not there, because like I've watched enough of these where I know when he's interested in a topic and when he's not interested in a topic. He's a movie guy. You shouldn't be able to tell that. That means that you're a bad interviewer. If you can like, oh, he's checked out of this one. Like, that's bad.
If someone who has no presence is visibly checked out, that's a double problem.
He has a poker tell with it too, because like he looks down and he kind of rocks back and forth. And when he's rocking, he actually doesn't.
He's stimming. He's not stimming
a little bit. Yeah. And you know what's funny? Do you know who Vsauce is?
I've heard of it, but no.
I'm actually pro Vsauce. He's a YouTube guy. He's a science YouTube guy, and those can be like kind of annoying. But like, yeah,
is that the guy who shocks himself?
No, that is.
I love that guy.
Electro boom.
So yeah, I guess it's safe to touch. Ow! Ow! The hell? It's supposed to be isolated, but I can still feel it.
That guy is great, actually. But like, no, Vsauce, he's more of like he's a science guy, and he can get like a little too pop sciencey for my taste, but he's entertaining.
Right.
And he did an episode with Sean Evans, not an episode of Hot Ones, but they talked about ways to get rid of spicy heat in your mouth, right? And he's like, oh, here's some things about capsaicin, yada, yada, yada. When he was talking about that stuff, Sean Evans was gone. His soul left his body. It's the episode of The Simpsons where the brain kind of floats away.
Yeah.
He was gone. But when he talked about, it was like this one phrase that he really connected to. His soul just came whipping right back, and he actually said something as a follow-up.
Oh, that's a slow build. That spice is coming in slowly. I think the more attention you pay to it, the worse it is.
That is totally true.
Yeah.
That is totally true. When you zero in on it, it exaggerates it. So let's shock the system. Cheers.
And I'm like, oh, it's not that there's a script that he has to strictly follow, right? Through contractual reasons.
Mm-hmm.
It's that he does not care. It's that he doesn't care. And if he had to care, he couldn't connect with it either. There are times where like he actually probably had to like care about this guest because it's a big guest, but he can't like make the connecting thread with something he's not interested in. It has to be something that he's absolutely interested in. And
so in that sense, he's just clout chasing.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Because so First We Feast started out in we have to talk about the parent company a little bit, because I want to talk about the actual creator of Hot Ones, because I feel like we've kind of laid out Sean Evans.
Well, he's the pasty white face of Hot Ones.
Right, he is. And he should be responsible for how bad the show is, because he's the face of it. But the creator, what's his name? Christopher Schomburger. On the behind the scenes they did, I got to see a little bit of Christopher Schomburger. He's an absolute creep. He's so fucking weird. So in the behind the scenes, like they have like the host of their new show where it's like Heated.
Mm-hmm.
It's a show where she goes around and eats spicy food. I wrote down all the list of these shows that First We Feast are currently producing. Here we go.
Jesus Christ.
Are you ready?
You're ready.
Empty Calories, a show about junk food. The Burger Show, Feast Mansion, Curry Shop, Truth or Dab, Gochi Gang, Gochi
Gang, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tacos Con To Do, Burger Scholar Sessions, Coneheads, Pizza Wars, Snacked, Heat Eaters. That's the episode of. And this last one, which I actually approve of the title, is That's Odd, Let's Drink It. See, that one's not bad. I'm like, okay, you got something.
So you're telling me this motherfucker, First We Feast, is just trying to be a gussied up epic mealtime?
That's where it started.
Are you?
I mean, right, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it started with success of like other cooking shows, like Binging with Babish or like Epic Mealtime, or what's the company that had union problems?
Name one that doesn't.
No, but they also had like a racism thing. It's what killed Reply All.
Oh, Gimlet?
Yeah. No, not Gimlet, but the cooking show that they talked about.
Oh, right. Oh, the magazine.
Yeah.
It was a magazine, yeah.
Yeah, that magazine. And First We Feast is just one of those. It was looking to spin up some shows that they could then eventually sell to BuzzFeed. And they did.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And Hot Ones, I think, just accidentally became a show that people recognized. And I think Sean Evans just kind of accidentally became the face of this fucking thing. But the creator, Christopher Schomburger, he talks in my brain is dead for actors.
The Rebel just it's not making you fire.
No, it's not. I need that lemonade that kills me. I
really need it so bad.
I need a little bit of DMT. I need to see the light of God's warmth on me.
Please.
But no, Christopher, he was the dad in Back to the Future. Gotta help me out.
Oh, fuck. Crispin Glover.
Thank you. Ouch.
You mean Willard from Willard?
He's Willard from Willard. That's
the bad guy from the movie Three Broads.
Yeah.
Charlie's Angels.
He talks like that. He talks like that. He looks like that. And he's like, let me show you my museum of curiosities to this woman who's like trying to do influencer face and like, oh, wow. She like, you could tell that she was like shook a little bit.
I want to show you the Museum of Curiosities.
What is the Museum of Curiosities?
You'll see, but we should scoop up Sean, who's prepping in the studio.
I like when the pretty lady eats the spicy food.
Right. And he's like, oh, these are my Hot Wings Reeboks, the things that I'm most proud of.
Been with the show since the beginning, executive producer. We got a lot of our Reeboks, one of the proudest moments in Hot Ones history. I don't know what size you are.
It's like, it's so weird. And like, I think part of the reason why I dislike Hot Ones is because it started as a product first. It's like we needed a way to interview guests or like get more traffic to this site. It never started as like a thing of like, I want to talk. It never started from a place of passion or creativity. And
no, this like Jimmy Fallon is a crutch for a bad interviewer having this gimmick, because Jimmy Fallon will do like the beer pong or whatever, play the games because he's a bad interviewer.
Yeah.
Like he can't make people talk in an interesting way. He can't talk in an interesting way. You have to have this third thing doing the work.
Well, yeah, the spicy wings.
Yes.
Here's the thing. I don't know if I hate the gimmick.
No, the gimmick's fine. It's just a gimmick.
Because like, I think the gimmick is good for putting people off guard a little bit. I think the problems lie is when people are like, I don't like spicy food. Because there are times in like Hot Ones episodes where like, actually, you know, I'm not a fan of spicy food. I don't necessarily want to do this, but I have to.
Right.
Because this is a big show and I need exposure for my movie or whatever. And I gotta do this Double Dare challenge. And you can tell that they don't want to be there. And that's upsetting because like if a guest doesn't want to be there, you shouldn't have like force them in an interview because that's going to suck. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say that it's a terrible crutch because actually I think it's a challenge.
Yeah, it is a challenge.
Because like I think that you need to like say like, listen, we're about to go through hell together. You ready? You know, like you have to be skilled in doing that. Like a who's the Jeff Probst?
Survivor, yeah.
Survivor guy.
Shout out to our Survivor fans.
Yeah, I mean, like I think he's good at that.
Yeah.
Like, where it's like, all right, listen, you know, I'll eat the bug with you too. Okay, I'm gonna say something controversial.
Oh God,
Joe Rogan was good on Fear Factor.
He was. He should have just been doing that. Because that's his wheelhouse.
Because like Joe Rogan was good at like saying like, okay, listen, like you have if you really want to eat this bug, I'll eat this bug with you because I'm a sport.
Yeah.
Right. Like let's just eat this bug. Sean Evans would never eat the bug. He doesn't. I don't think he eats the spicy wings along with them.
Yeah, you did throw this hot take out.
Because like I don't like either he gets like doctored wings where they're not as spicy or like he just pretends to eat it. You know, like because he's never visibly distressed at the end of it. It's not that he's a fucking champ.
No, that man, you know how I know he's not a champ?
What?
You know who Melissa Stratton is?
No.
Oh boy. Let me just pepper this little fact and pepper like the wing. Melissa Stratton was dating Sean Evans. You know what Melissa Stratton does?
No, I don't.
She's an adult film star.
Okay.
No
judgment.
No. We're not judging Melissa Stratton.
Get paid.
Melissa Stratton went public with their relationship, and Sean Evans broke up with her over the phone on Valentine's Day because he didn't like the attention it got.
Coward,
right?
But you like to harp on the phrase warrior spirit.
Yeah, he does not have a warrior spirit. He does not.
No, you're right. Like
it was very funny because another porn star is like, "Hey, congrats, Sean. Her pussy's fire."
Well, like that. There's the second part of that too, right? A, you know, break up in person.
Yeah.
Sorry to anyone who's listening to this. But like also, the second part of that is like, oh, I broke up with her because I was worried about the way to affect my image and my career.
Yeah.
And like,
coward,
dog. Hey, that's like. That's showing you that you just don't respect that profession. It says something about you, doesn't it?
Dude, the coolest thing about you is that you got this super hot lady to date you.
Or that you're okay with that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and if anything, that would be if he was like married to Melissa Stratton.
Mm-hmm. You want to see her like stuff?
I'll look it up later.
Okay.
Like if he was married, he's like, you know what? I support my porn star wife. Like some people might not agree with it, but like, listen, I love her. And like, if that was a thing, I'd be like, okay, never mind. We're not doing this episode anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Because it shows a stand-up, like it shows a strength of character.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Whereas controversially, by not saying anything, or rather trying to like polish your image in such a way that you're breaking up with somebody.
Like his fucking head, his bald head.
Right. It goes to show you like, oh, you're a fucking ghost character.
Yes.
You're a Mr. Beast who shows up that can't have any sort of presence or any sort of opinion or like be known in any way because you're worried it might hurt your image.
So you didn't know that at all?
No, I didn't know that at all.
Are you glad you know it now?
Of course. And it like it's not new information though, because it just confirms this thing of like, oh, he doesn't want to be known.
Yep.
It's why his questions are never challenging or relate to his own personal experience or you know, pursues any follow-up questions, because in order to be a good interviewer, you yourself must be known.
I agree. My whole thought on this guy, this show, was I kept thinking, should the interviewer be a presence? And I'm thinking, yes, always, because in movies, the director's a presence. In documentary, the filmmakers are a presence. Everything that gets created by something, some human with a soul, with a spirit, with some point of view, some feeling, there is a presence in that thing of that, or there should be. Otherwise, you make something that people can just skip.
Yeah. And yes, because like there's no distinctness to it.
No.
It passes right through me. It's the reason why I have his name written down 10 times, because I can't remember it. It's Sean Evans.
Fuckboy Karl Pilkington.
It's funny when you see him get mad. What? I keep on going back to Bobby Lee. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you and his abuser.
But he keeps on calling him Captain Picard. Which I think is
good.
Which
That's so good.
Listen, Bobby Lee, he's made some mistakes, but he can be funny.
He's no angel, but he was cooking with Captain Picard.
You can be an awful person and be funny.
Yeah,
they're not mutually exclusive. And he's like, yeah, Captain Picard, that is funny, because also I think that he can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just like, because he's not a memorable person.
No.
And all these like simps online that are on the Reddit, they're like, oh, yeah, no, he's a fantastic man.
He's a regular old Joe, just like me. He's just like me. He's too scared to talk or be a person. That's what I think.
Yeah. It's the same people that relate to Big Bang Theory, that watch a lot of CSI, that go towards these milquetoast things, is because there's just no spark there.
It's not challenging. It doesn't challenge a single thing.
Exactly. We're here to enjoy a guest.
You get to simulate being challenged by seeing someone else eat something spicy, and you get that warm feeling of, oh, I accomplished something.
It's second screen content.
Yep. It's exactly that.
I mean, that's what I was using it for earlier today. I was like, gotta watch some Hot Ones. While I'm programming my game, Hot Ones on the other screen.
No, I just kept reading people saying positive things about his interview skills. And I'm like, that doesn't make a good interviewer. That would be like a good written interview.
Yeah.
Which is what he started doing. Like, that would have been fine doing that. But for visual medium, the guy, like, I know you don't like to rag on people's looks, but I do.
I mean,
I'm just going to say he's an extra medium at everything. Like, there's nothing remarkable about him. He's not handsome. He's not ugly. He's not hot. He just looks like a medium, like an adequate.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the looks thing for a second. I think it's okay to acknowledge what you are, right? Like, you know, hey, I'm an overweight guy, not super overweight, not noticeably overweight, but chubby.
Yeah.
You know, and that makes me look a certain way to certain people. It's good to acknowledge that. Sean Evans, yeah, he looks like, you know, kind of I bet you British kids would have picked on him. He looks like just a normal bald-headed short king, in quotes. I think that's fine, but that means that, you know, maybe you should go a little bit extra hard on your personality,
which there is none.
And that's the real problem.
That is the problem.
listen, it's fine if you look like that, but like, just have a personality. Be, more of yourself. You're free to do that.
Yeah, have some fucking feeling in your chest, some fucking point of view, some emotion, and express that somehow. It doesn't matter how, but just sitting and consuming, man, unless you're using that consumption to better yourself, which you can do with like books and film and all that, this Hot Ones ain't it.
And I want to bring it back to Conan because Conan is no longer on air, right?
No.
Like he lost his show.
Yeah.
The state of late night TV is dire.
Yeah.
The best one is probably Kimmel, which is wild to me.
Or Colbert.
Yeah, like one of the two. They're on the same like strata for me, where it's just like, okay, at least they have a personality.
Yeah, that's true.
But like Jimmy Fallon is just like, oh God, this person's on prime time.
Yeah.
He has like what, Letterman's old spot?
Leno's. He took Leno's spot when Leno took it from Conan.
Right. And like I look at Kimmel and it's like, because Kimmel is the same person as this. Hell, we should probably do an episode on Kimmel.
Or at least the Corolla Kimmel shit. The Man Show.
Oh, sorry. I'm not I'm confusing these.
Fallon. You're thinking of Fallon.
I'm thinking of Fallon.
Yeah.
Because that's how forgettable Jimmy Fallon is.
Yeah.
But like all of these late night people like have no personality anymore because they can't. And this is the new talk show that everyone watches.
Yep.
This is late night television show. If you're looking for actual interview content, you actually do go to Hot Ones, right? Conan went to Hot Ones not because he loves Sean Evans, and he loves spicy wings. It's because he was promoting a show, and that's where you have to go.
Yeah,
because people watch it.
8 million subscribers.
Yeah, and it's replacing actual late night interview shows.
Yeah,
there's not a single one left anymore. I mean, like
not worth a damn.
Not worth a damn, right? Because. Yeah, you can go watch Fallon and see like.
Yeah, you want to see Tom Holland lip sync? Go watch Jimmy Fallon.
If you want to watch him, okay, I was about to make a thing about the ape, the Paris Hilton ape, but that was actually very fascinating television.
I know, I heard. I'm so happy I taught you what they were.
You did. You taught me what's up, and then I bought an ape.
I got an ape too because I saw you on the show with people and you said you got a MoonPay, so I went and I copied you and did the same thing.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
This is your
mine.
ape. Are we debuting it?
It's really cool.
But the point being to me is that he is the new template for these late night hosts. People copy him, not the other way around.
Yeah.
And
that's a bummer.
And that's why I'm like, this is an actual evil show, I think.
Okay.
Because I think that this is the place to go to for promotions and interviews. He's bad at doing the interviews. And so it's taking this valuable opportunity to talk to people that are legitimately interesting.
And talented and funny.
And just being dog shit at it. He has the opportunity of a lifetime. Like, do you know how hard Conan had to fight to get where he got?
Yeah, incredibly hard.
Incredibly hard. He did something insane, which was a short SNL every night for 20 years.
Yeah.
To get where he got. Sean Evans fell into it face first and has been failing upwards ever since. And it's so fucking frustrating watching him land these amazing guests. He could have a president on.
Yeah.
And being like, he would still react in the same way, which is go through, read his Wikipedia back at him as questions and call it a day. And for him to waste that opportunity is criminal. It's so frustrating. It shows that we do not live in a meritocracy at all at any
nowhere.
At any place in society. And this especially. If you think that if you're talented enough, you can break into entertainment, I have news for you. Sean Evans is the most famous interviewer of our lifetime right now.
And he is not talented.
It's not even talent. He could say, listen, this isn't for me. Could you write me some questions? And those questions are dog shit because he hired his fucking brother. He's like, all right, Gavin, listen, if you want a job, I can get you in. Right? At every level of the show is failure. And yet it's incredibly successful and has people defending him at every corner.
Every single corner. He's got shooters.
What the fuck happened here?
We failed. anybody with any talent, balls, gumption, point of view.
Like we as in America? Or?
Yeah, just society.
All right.
We just, we second screen. That's it. Second screen consumption.
You know what? There's a different model of interviewing that I appreciate. It's the Asian model of interviewing, right? I know the Japanese one, but I know that it's also prevalent in China.
Is that where you pee in someone's Coke and you watch them drink it?
You're just waiting for that.
I was waiting.
you were there. Bobby Lee would love that joke.
All right, I want to pose this to the listeners. Yes, there was.
Can I finish my thought?
Yes, sorry. Go on.
I was talking about Asian interview shows. Okay. You know what they do? They get on a panel, they watch a thing, and they have the face in the corner react to it like, ooh, wow. Just have that. Just have that content where they're watching like, you know, fail videos and have the interviewers just look at
like
it. So
like Rob Dyrdek MTV. What is that show that Rob Dyrdek does where they just watch clips from the internet?
Oh.
Or Tosh.0 was a version of that.
That is the one I know, which is just like, listen, I would rather that than Hot Ones.
Yeah.
Because like at least then like we could get the guest reacting to something that's a better question, which is like, why did that man like slip down these stairs, you know?
You know what? So here's what I think.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. Asian, like the Japanese especially, like this is the one show that I love that was incredible. I saw Justin Bieber on a Japanese game show where the point of it was to stay quiet and you messed with people.
Yeah.
Like put celebrities on that kind of show and it's more interesting to watch.
You learn more about them.
Yeah.
Like how they actually are, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you kind of surprise them a little bit. And that's why like the format isn't bad.
The format's not bad, but it's just a commercial with nothing.
I mean, yes, they're here to sell their hot sauce, but I think that there's something to be said about putting people in kind of uncomfortable situations and having them react because you get to know their actual being instead of their carefully manicured persona.
Right.
Right. Even with Conan a little bit, because Conan does have a manicured persona, but like when he started drinking Da Bomb, you could tell he was breaking a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. He's always himself. That's a bad example. But there are guests on there that do start to break a little bit and kind of show like their actual personality because, you know, if they're in pain, it's hard to keep the face up.
Yeah.
and for that, I think that it's worthwhile.
Hey, we did a video thing, so look in the description. Here's a little preview of us eating the spicy wings.
All right, it's starting to get me.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
It's a sneaky fucker.
I drank some. I mean, so did you, I guess. It does kind of sneak up on you a little bit.
Mm-hmm. They weren't lying. It's still not as bad as Da Bomb.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna have some tea. Ooh, the tea helps.
I'm trying the lemonade.
Ooh, some good tea. Would you like some tea?
Oh.
Tell you, your whole face area is very moist. Just nothing. Little baby over here. Well, baby's whining for his bottle. Little baby.
Mommy.
Baby needs milk.
Mommy.
All right. So I think. So is there anything else you want to say about Hot Ones?
I hate the show. I hate the host. I think he's a coward. I think the show's a commercial, and
I hate the space that it occupies in society.
Yeah.
I hate it. I wish it would.
You're right. It has perniciously snuck in and replaced something that we grew up loving. Oh God, we're old.
Yeah, there is an old man yells at cloud aspect of this.
But I think because the talk show, the interview, I mean, that's been happening since decades before we were born. It's always been happening.
Yeah.
And if you lose that art, that's a bummer, man.
Yeah. There are people I want to know about.
Yeah. And I'm not going to learn it while they eat wings. Talking about being a DJ, Idris Elba. I want to know how you feel about not being James Bond. Tell me that.
Let's put it on the list.
Let's put it on the list.
We have 10 things on this dang list.
Yeah, we do.
Can you believe it? It's growing.
We're getting bigger.
It's one of I think like the kind of flexion point here is I think the world would be better if it didn't exist.
Yeah.
And so I think that puts it just like it's below coffee.
Yeah. So it's worse than coffee.
Yeah. It's worse than coffee, but I would say that is better than, say, something that's actively hurting children.
Mr. Beast.
Well, no. I was thinking.
You meant Bobby Lee.
I think like.
Allegedly.
I suppose it is supporting alleged actions of Bobby Lee. So here's the thing. This is another. I don't know how we've only had 10 things on this list, but this is the second Buffalo Wings episode we've done. I was thinking about leading with that, and this we got off. But this is the second wings related episode.
You think it's worse than Buffalo Wild Wings? I think they're intertwined, honestly.
I was going to put it around Mr. Beast because I think they're also intertwined.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate it for the same reasons. Because Mr. Beast is taking up valuable, real estate in the human mind for a lot of people. And there's so many better things. There's so many more entertaining things. I think it is worse than Mr. Beast because it's also I can see why people watch Mr. Beast. We talked about it.
Yeah.
But there's it's fine. People know that it is garbage usually.
Yeah, it's shit.
I think that it is worse than John Krasinski.
I agree because I think John Krasinski is about to flame out hard.
Yeah. I think it is around Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings stay together. I think it's worse than Buffalo Wild Wings.
I think it's worse than Buffalo Wild Wings too because at least I never have to go to Buffalo Wild Wings again.
Which one has killed more people?
Buffalo Wild Wings.
I think the Hot Ones is slightly better than Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay, I can get with that.
Because I think Buffalo Wild Wings has a bigger body count. So congratulations to our new, what does that make that? Number 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, new number 8, Hot Ones.
We hate you.
We hate you. We wish you were gone.
Yeah.
And another thing that we did skip is our object of penance. And I think that...
we had these rebels. They weren't very good.
Yeah, but I didn't feel very penitent. Well, I think that we should actually subject ourselves to some spicy wings. Because again, we've been calling Sean Evans a coward for not eating the wings and going through the spicy challenge himself on these episodes. People are going to say that he does it. I don't think he does it. I don't believe it. And so, but in order to be fair and balanced... I think that we need to eat the spicy wings.
Okay.
And justify the $130 you spent on hot sauce. But let's open it up and see what we got here. Oh god.
Oh my god.
So inside the box it says stay spicy.
Ugh.
Tyler, do you say are you spicy? Would you say?
Yeah, I like spice.
Okay.
I ate those Trader Joe's Thai cashews last night. I don't think they're spicy. I let a coworker try it and she's like, this is too spicy. I don't think so. I love spice.
I'm a big spice guy. I do like spice. But also I'm not
But not ice spice.
Well, and also not.
Oh my god, we have to have 10 wings tomorrow? That rocks.
Yep, we get 10 wings. And it has a signed letter of
It's signed?
It's a signed letter from Noah Chamberberg, founder of The Hedonists.
Oh my god.
Okay. So we have Hot Ones, the classic chili maple, curry verde, zesty lemon pepper,
okay,
Chico Ghost, Los Calientes Rojo, Mako Snake, or Mako Snake, it depends on translation.
It's Eris versus Eris kind of thing.
A jalapeno Chico, Da Bomb, Watermelon Ghost, and the Last Dab Apollo. And one of these is using the Pepper X. Do you know what Pepper X is?
No.
It is the spiciest pepper ever made.
No, let's go. So that's Hate Speech. This is that we're Hate Speech. That's Nate. I'm Tyler. You can follow the show on Twitter. Find us there. You can support our Patreon so we can keep my hot sauce habit going.
Yeah.
It's patreon.com/Hatreon, HATEREON.
You know, if we get enough money to pay for another one of these, I don't know. Listen, all that money you send to Patreon will go to punish us.
Yeah, that is our promise. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this because I think Sean Evans is a fucking bitch. I think he's a dumb, cowardly bitch, and I think I'll handle it better than he could.
Well, I mean, this is being recorded in the past, so in the future, people would have listened to this.
Oh no!
So they would know if we're little pussies.
I did great,
or bitches.
I did better.
I don't want to be
anyone.
misogynist. So I didn't want to say.
What's
those words.
misogynist about a pussy? They're great.
They're not spicy.
Well, you're in the wrong pussy.
Stay spicy, everyone. I'll leave them in the package, but just give me that. It's hot in the garage.
Yeah, too hot.
I do like wings, though. That'd be good. Look forward to wings.
Again, thank you for dropping a pop locket for the theme song. They've put that song up on Spotify. If you want to listen to it, go support them.
That's not funny.
It's not supposed to be.